royalty-ish nobility. Put my feet on there.
I'm like, I got a blanket there. You can fucking hide it.
She's great.
Grab the fucking dinosaur over there.
Nothing for free.
Nothing for free.
I need money.
I need money for those. Okay. So yeah, freaking one.
They all have secrets, technically all are dead.
Yeah. Dead question marks.
I can't see them having that be such a huge decision to make in the fucking game and then not bring it up in the next game. I think they're trying to be like subversive in that way.
They're
So
like, I don't know, man. The next fucking game is us defeating a different god. The next fucking few games is all the same protagonists. We're just killing different fucking gods. By the end of it, Rook's all old, like, fucking hate this.
Shepherd coded. They have taken a lot of the inspo from this, from what they've done with Mass Effect, so I wouldn't be fucking surprised if they start keeping us with one protagonist to make it the fucking continuity easier. Because honestly, this game would make more sense if it was the Inquisitor. Because the Inquisitor had, like, they literally said the Inquisitor is in this game. You make your Inquisitor in the character creator, which Rogue.
Okay, remember
Which is very much
how...
giving Baldur's Gate and also Andromeda, because Andromeda you literally made the
Yeah. Remember how we said we kind of wanted that if they made another Mass Effect game where it also switched to Ryder, you know?
between Shepard and Ryder, yeah. I think that's 100% proof that that's what they're going to do, because I think in this game we're going to switch between the Inquisitor and,
Imagine we get all our old companions back. Like, that's a pipe dream. But just imagine the Inquisitor is like, gotta get the gang back together, at least for like one mission. We get to choose some of our old companions to come back.
I 100% think that, like, a vast majority, because, like, people have said the lighthouse is huge.
Yeah.
And they basically said that it's like our haven, it's like our,
Do not lick my bed.
oh, she straight up herself. And it's like our,
Skyhold. You almost said
Sky-
foe.
No, I almost said Skyhold, fall. Who knows?
Skyfall?
I
Hello?
don't know where it came from. So, but those places had, like, tons of, like, people milling about it, like, fucking, you know, all of our companions, our advisors, NPCs we enjoyed and loved, and then also, like, literally, like, merchants and shit like that, so...
Shut up. The minute Solus leaves his hideout, there's people there.
That's what you get for being a little egg bitch.
Okay, just imagine him. Like, personally, I like to think that he can literally see out of Rook's eyes a little bit. Because just imagine the funny dialogue, one. Two, just the hilarity of that him being like, people didn't visit me. No one knew where you were!
Here's the thing, if he can talk to you in your head, there's going to be one of two things. Either he's just going to randomly pop up like he did in your dreams, is the Inquisitor, right? He's gonna randomly have those moments, or he's gonna be like the fucking Baldur's Gate fucking
Guardian?
No, the fucking ish like that, but also potentially the fucking narrator, going on and on, drilling in your head about all the facts of the world, and you can never fucking shut him up because he thinks he knows best.
He's
Describing everything to you with fucking purple prose that aren't necessary.
Okay. Your Rook's looking in the mirror and like putting on their armor and shit and forgot a buckle. What? Get out of my fucking head! And then his armor just falls off. Fuck! I want him to become such a reluctant mentor to Rook. He's like,
I know people were saying they felt like he was going to be an advisor, and it's even worse because he's the advisor.
In your head.
You have to listen to him because he's literally in your head. I will make my Rook so incapacitated in any means necessary. God, and that means too that like he's gonna be in your fucking head while you're having romance scenes.
Okay.
They also said too that apparently there's no ace options in this game, but BioWare plans to have them in other games. So next Mass Effect.
Why is it always sex? I just want elves.
Next Mass Effect, and if they get more Dragon Age, we'll probably have ace options. Because they said it's something they're trying to.
Come on, Griffin Age. I still think the next game, if it's out of the Dragon Age, it should be the Griffin Age. That should be the next age because we saw a song. We saw a song.
It's a good song.
That I'm so glad because one thing about Baldur's Gate that I could not stand, we can't hug the owlbear. We can't hug, scratch.
I got the hug mod. I wonder if that'll work on him.
No, it's human. It's humanoid.
Son of a bitch. I just imagine the owlbear like going up
The
like
Sims.
Yeah.
Those glitches were hilarious.
Are you
Can you
doing
lose?
that?
She's trying to.
She's trying to AC.
She said, "No, I'm a hot dog." Okay.
But yeah, I can see Solus in his head being like, I never had this many people here. It's like, that's from your own doing, shut the fuck up!
Right. He sees Lavella and he just, we hear in the back of our head,
You just keep whimpering in the background.
like a kick puppy.
I can imagine too, a fucking Lavellan who drank from the Well of Sorrows meeting up with a fucking Rook with Solus in their head, and just both of them are talking to each other, and then fucking Mythal and Solus are just like fighting, and they're putting links on the
Would that
side.
connect them?
I imagine.
Because remember, Souls absorbed Mythal. So our Rook could either be neurally linked with fucking Morgan or the Inquisitor. Either way, that's fucking awful for our fucking
Okay, here's the
Rook.
thing, is it has to be annoying for the characters, not for us. Enough that it was like, oh shit, maybe I shouldn't have made that choice. But it should also come with like some like things where your Inquisitor and like Rook are fighting together, and like it gives them like a bonus or whatever because they can like fight each other.
The espionage. Beautiful. You don't even have to share a glance at each other. No one will know.
Now that we're talking about this more, I didn't think at first that maybe we could switch between our Inquisitor and our Rook, but now I'm really thinking, now that I'm thinking more and more about fucking Mass Effect Andromeda, the more I'm thinking about it, because I think what Andromeda did was really soft launched the idea, and so many people said that they liked it. So I think that probably determined what
I think that's also why we can't change between our companions. I'm hoping and praying because it would be so cool, and if not, I'm gonna cry and kill myself. Like, just dead, murdered by myself.
I mean, here's the thing too, that like your Inquisitor, like you can get to a couple things that happen.
Words
Is that always you either create your Inquisitor inside of the character creator after you create your Rook, and they act like the Guardians, so they just show up like just for some cutscenes, and maybe they fight alongside you occasionally, or you get to literally switch to them, like how you did in Andromeda. Now, I at first assumed the Baldur's Gate route with the Guardian.
Yeah.
Because that's what we've most recently seen, and that would be what was the easiest for them. However, given the grand scale of this game, the plot of it, and the fact that the last time BioWare touched on this subject, you could switch between the two, even if it was only at the end of the game, that makes me feel like that's more of a possibility than I want to believe, that you'd be able to switch between your Rook and your Inquisitor, which is something I did not even hope for before, but now it's all I think about.
I am praying.
Especially because, like, how are you, like, yes, you can make a lot of different decisions in the beginning of the game to, like, set up, you know, the past decisions your Inquisitor made and stuff. But still, if you're only seeing your Inquisitor during cutscenes, it's still not going to get, like, the full personality-wise. Like, with Hawk, they're set existing character that has a certain amount of, you know,
it can either be a sarcastic little shit, a hard ass, or just a gentle be.
Yeah, so, like, any dialogue you have with them, they only really have, like, 3 options of the tone of voice that they could have.
And let's be honest, everyone chose Purple Hawk.
Oh, yeah, like, that's basically canon at this point. Like, and they brought the purple option back, which I love. And I think too, that was really this, like, the problem with the Inquisition and even with the Warden is that they had so many options that it's really difficult for anybody else to show up, like, have that character show up as an NPC like Hawk did. because like there's so much variation in the Inquisitor, so it would make more sense if we literally got to play the Inquisitor in certain cutscenes, make decisions for the Inquisitor, and not just have them as like the person over there. Because how are you supposed to end up telling like that form in the beginning about your decisions, and also the character's personality, when that 3 personality system wasn't established in Inquisition, right? With Hawk, you can literally put down that Hawk was a purple Hawk. You literally get to make that choice in the keep, I'm pretty fucking sure. And if not, they should have, right?
Also,
but at the same time, in fucking Mass Effect, it was the same thing. You got to make the same like decisions for your character for Shepard, but they always had those 3 options where they were either professional and kind, they were sarcastic, or they were hard ass. And now we've seen from the gameplay footage that those are the same 3 types of options that we get for.
I'm really glad that we're getting it kind of more streamlined. So with all BioWare games, it should feel like that, and I think we're really getting back into that.
I know,
which I'm
right?
excited for.
And here's like too. Oh, sorry.
Friggin', I forgot where I was going.
Sorry. I knew that was gonna happen if I went on, so I was gonna pass it back to you.
It's too late.
Sorry.
So apparently, where the fuck was I? What were we saying before that?
Purple Hawk, set characters, hard to transfer in the Inquisitor if you're not playing.
Oh, I'm really glad actually that the Dragon Age keep is kind of going away, just a little bit, because the game is going to be completely offline, which personally, with how shitty our internet is, love.
I know, what the fuck happened with that? I was even telling Steven that. I was like, did I not pay the internet bill? It automatically paid, like what the fuck? And in our last place with Spectrum is as we moved in here, we had great, speedy fucking internet for the first like month, and the last
want us to upgrade.
There's no tier for us to upgrade to. We have like the top.
Honestly, it started with the league, where it got really shitty.
That is true. I wonder if the water got into some wiring or something. Probably will dry up.
I'm like, that wouldn't make sense because the league was like away from it. So like, I don't know. I think it's because they had to put in new stuff because they cut into the wall, you know? So maybe now that it's like properly done, it's not gonna, like, I don't fucking know how Wi-Fi works. Do any of us actually know how Wi-Fi works? Someone please explain. I don't know what Wi-Fi is. Yeah.
But I think this makes their lives easier, is that if they have, like, you have this character, you only have, like, 3 personalities they can choose from. If they want to bring them back, it's easier, right? That's the problem they've always said with bringing the Warden back, is that there were so many dialogue options you could have, and none of their voices, and there's so many origins as well, and they never gave that character a voice. Hawk was the first voice protagonist, right? So it'd be difficult to bring them in. I personally would fucking love, though, if they brought the Warden in, but they like had a cold or something and they couldn't talk, because they said that they would never bring the Warden back as a voiced character. They were very careful in the way that they spoke.
All I'm gonna say, how funny would it be every time it's the Warden's time to talk, someone just bursts in, something happens. They're just like, and then fucking like separate the sentence. And you're like, what the fuck? And he's like, if he's the romance, it's just like, what in my love? You know, it'd be hilarious.
I know.
It would be such a good bit. Like,
especially because like the Warden can be the fucking Queen of Ferelden. You're telling me that big of important of a fucking character set and established in the World War we're not gonna fucking like ever see. And on top of that, that was like so many people's big nostalgic moment. There's so many people who would literally be like all grumpy, like, you know, fucking incel men who are like, I'm never gonna play the next Veilguard, it's woke. But then, you know, the fucking second they found out that their Warden was gonna show up, they're gonna be like, I'm going.
Like, I don't understand where they think that Dragon Age wasn't woke, because Severin and Liliana are fucking, literally fucking everyone.
Literally, BioWare broke so many molds for the queer community.
Liara gaming. Liara.
Yeah. There was articles written about
Liara, yeah.
And Severin,
yeah.
Like a gay sex scene. Oh my fucking god! Like, always has been, always will be. Mm-hmm. So, for starters, of course, it did have its incel shit, like with all of Sen's writing.
Yeah, and then, mind you, flash forward to Inquisition. Okay, Canary have horns. Okay, which happened in Dragon Age 2. Where are Centaurs? Iron Bull is like, I'm a trans ally. Also, you're a man when you're fighting, but you're not a man when you're not fighting. To Cassandra. Cassandra. Huh? Them trying not to be sexist and made it worse. And then his voice actor became transphobic, even though his character literally lost his eye to defend
He
Rem.
legitimately has detailed lines in the script about that exact thing. Like with Cullen and Dear Cullenites.
I'm sorry. Who gave the... That's not you. Who the fuck's a Cullenite? That sounds like a cult.
That's what he tried to fucking call the community of people who were like, you know, like Cullen. No one uses that terminology now because of him.
I don't think
and
anyone
also,
ever did.
I don't think they did, unless they were like huge fans of his, and then everyone just turned and hated on him, rightfully so.
Because I'm sorry, there is no one who goes harder for Cullen than trans women. Have you noticed that?
Trans man. I know this guy who's trans, and he fucking cosplays as Cullen and Grim all the time. I love him.
I follow him.
I love
He
him.
also makes little nug stuffed animals.
Yeah.
And I love how we know the same one. I love him.
He's too good.
Yeah, I need to get back on Twitter solely for his shit.
Oh yeah. I think he's on TikTok now. He doesn't post
he's
stuff.
on? Aw. Damn.
I never remember his username. That's the problem.
That's the issue.
It's gotta be like something funky.
Yeah. I don't remember usernames. The only like username I remember that's like Dragon Age related is Eddie.
Oh, hey!
Get off my shit! She's trying to jump out the window. Is Eddie the Fadewalker, I think. He's funny. Ironically, also a trans Dragon Age fan. There's something about Dragon
Is that
Age
the
and
one
trans.
that also live streams Mass Effect and
Yes.
loves Garrus?
Not Garrus, Morden.
Oh yeah, Morden. I've seen them do
I
some
love
face
him.
paint of Garrus on their cheeks, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They also just recently cosplayed Alistair from Hazbin Hotel. And I'm like, letting the children out. Makes sense. So, final thoughts about our theory.
Still plausible, but our order was wrong.
I kept telling you, you didn't.
And no, because so many people were like, oh, Elgaron is the leader, so he would be Dumont the first one, but I was like, if you fucking say so, I guess, but I don't feel like that bitch will be silent after getting cheated on.
That's okay, legitimately.
Having him be Mystery or Knight, I think, works. So, and then the one that threw me off was fucking Mother of Hala showed up. Like,
Well,
for
Valara.
What?
Valara. I think that fits. I'm pretty sure she
enough,
gonna
but
get possessed.
But yeah, but she's shows unless maybe what they're trying to do is that Elgaron and the Mother of Hala show up in this game in the flesh, but for some reason they still need to possess somebody or have like some sort of patron, whichever MacGuffin, I don't know. And so they try to get some of our companions, the Mother of Hala obviously being Valara,
Let's see.
and then Elgaron potentially being Lucanus or. But yeah, because he's supposed to be Pride, so it's completely possible. Or he's already possessed with. Okay, wait. Concept. Elgaron is trying to possess Davrin, our warden, right? Potentially for some sort of pride-related thing. I've heard his voice actor say a couple lines, and he definitely seems like, you know, knight in shining armor type, so his pride might be a thing. And then we were all like focusing on, okay, is it going to be Valara or is it going to be Davrin who betrays us, going back and forth. Meanwhile, Lucianus has been the one possessed by Thalodin the entire time when he faked his death and actually did die, and he's the betrayer. Or our Rook is the betrayer. Because everybody's like, oh yeah, it's always like, who's the elf or the fucking mage who's gonna betray us this time, so we like expect it. But if it were out of left field, someone like Lucanus instead, Scout Harding, or ourselves, those in my mind are the only three characters who I can see actually surprising us. Because the Necromancer is already too bad guy coded. He literally uses the green magic of like Disney villains. So I feel like people would expect him. People would expect any of the mages, so Neve or Balara, or especially Balara. I think she's the red herring of the group. Davrin would be least so, but I also think that he makes the least amount of sense to potentially betray us.
Who's
Gyllenhaal is the mother of Paula.
Okay, Jenna. I'm looking at their Valhalla. Yeah. And they're brand new, like hers is really intricate and shit. But his actually looks like, a little bit like it.
It does.
But it looks kind of like a mix of Gyllenhaal and June's. So what if they don't betray us or anything like that, but it's giving us a hint to all the different gods we'll see.
Because we know we're gonna see her.
Yeah.
They just told us that that's her in the trailer and the gameplay footage. But what if the mother of Hala could possess either Balara or Davrin and we have to choose?
I hate that! Not my wife and my husband! No! Why is it always the characters I latch onto? I'm like, these characters, I don't know anything about them, but they're mine. And then the freaking canon. Fuck them in particular. Me looks at all the fandoms I'm in. Every time.
See, I think Balara is the red herring. I think Davrin would be the least expected, but doesn't necessarily make sense. Emmerich, I don't think it could be him. Who are their other companions?
Makes sense. So, final thoughts about our theory.
Still plausible, but our order was wrong.
I kept telling you, you didn't.
No, because so many people were like, oh, Elgaron is the leader, so he would be Dumont the first one, but I was like, if you fucking say so, I guess, but I don't feel like that bitch will be silent after getting cheated on.
That's okay, legitimately.
Having him be Mystery or Knight, I think, works. So, and then but the one that threw me off was the fucking mother of Hala showing up. Like,
well,
for
Balara.
What?
Balara. I think that fits. I'm pretty sure she's gonna get possessed.
But she still shows up. Unless maybe what they're trying to do is that Elgaron and the Mother of Hala show up in this game in the flesh, but for some reason they still need to possess somebody.
Yeah.
Or have like some sort of patron, whichever MacGuffin, I don't know. And so they. Whoa.
This one looks like a snake. A snake. Okay.
Dragon Age TikTok, how are we feeling about all the Game Informer reveals today? This is not my TikTok, but my sibling told me to post new theories on this TikTok, so here we go. No spoilers for that Game Informer one, but it did get me and my sibling on a tangent. We were talking about how we collected all those shards as our Inquisitor to quote-unquote strengthen the veil. Yeah. Do you really think Solus was having to strengthen the veil? But do you remember where you go to use all those shards? Here, baby. It's legitimately called a prideful place. It is called the Solasan Temple. This is where Solus woke up. It's also connected heavily to all of the elven gods because, like, it has the same exact imagery as we've seen on all of the Dreadwolf back when the game was called the Dreadwolf teasers and art, and his murals literally had that same symbol above that door above it. Is this new or old news to you? Because we just put this together because we were just chatting about all the Game Informer stuff, and we're fucked like usual.